that right there we've got an F, F sharp to a G. Let's follow that into the shadowed E shape, which starts, it's actually the caged advance from the blues Pent scale G shape. So we know we start it right here. Okay, there's the minor third right there anyway. That's just a checkpoint. You want to check things with different puzzle pieces, you know. So we're going to play right there is the shadowed E shape. All right. Now we're going to add 2 to the string though, and we're going up 1 cage. So instead of being on the second string, right, for the 5th, instead of being on the 2nd, it's going to be on the 4th. But we want to hear that same sound. This is the sound we want to hear. We want to hear this. So it's going to be on the 4th string. So it's going to be, like when we started that E right here, on that 3rd, it went back this way a fret because of sunken notes, but they're no longer sunken, so we're up. So these blues overlays, they move it up away from the fret nuts. So that's where it was. So what we want to do is we want to recognize this. Now that's kind of trivial, but it sounds good when you're playing it. See? Sounds good. Okay, so let's take a break from the guitar a second and realize we got all the way across this chart here with the 3 of them. I don't know if I actually played the shadowed 4th there, but I'm sure we played the shadowed 1st. I want to draw your attention. So again, we got the root key of the blues over here. These are your tripentatonics here. Okay, so up here on the fretboard, what do we have up top here? All right, since I'm down C tuned and my lowest note on my guitar is a C, your lowest note on your guitar is this E. Excuse me, but that C cage would be discussed in this, an octave up here, because this is just like a hypothetical fretboard here. So let's just start with the D cage. I just want to show you. In that D cage, all right, and sunk means that's below the fret nut. So right here's the fret nut where this purple line is. We have the root key of the blues is D, G, A. And then up 1 pentatonic, the blues master key is E, A, C. So if we do D, G, A, the blues master key is 1 pentatonic shape up from each of them. So for the D, we start to the C, to the A rather. Okay, so that C is pretty well shape fitted right there. It's not bad. You see where this A and the C is? We can cheat and look all the way over to the A box here, and you can see how that C is not sunken in. I was talking about a half C note. I'm talking about this right here. When we're in the E framework, that was the D framework. So what do we do when we have a half there? Is we're just going to go right up 1 cage position from there. So let's say we're doing this in E. I want to get past this because I want to discuss the circular charts for the blues notes. And then the half shape. There's a C half shape right there. just take it up to the next. C goes to A. Like that. It's a safe thing to do. It got a little complicated here because that's why you got to do all 5 positions. Because occasionally there's a exception to the rule. When we get to this C half shape in the E box here, now obviously you go up 1 shape, so that would also apply to a blues scale you're playing over that C. So let's just look at it for a minute. Root key of the blues E, A, and then C like that. So you'd simply just, with the G, C, D overlay, so your E with the D, with the G rather, and then to the A, and then to this C half shape, right there. It was just the next cage up, so it's like this. So that works. That was painful, but it works. Now, I'm not going to sell you short here. We're not going to back down from any exceptions to the rule. We will discuss the situation and work it out. So it was that easy, just taking not only playing the half shape or deciding you're going to play the next cage shape up on the neck, and also playing the next cage, the next blues shape up on the neck. It's still so over here. This is from last time, and I've adjusted it from here, but we can look at this C. This is in 4th, so we're going in a Pent scale here, but skipping every letter, so it'd be C, skip D to E, skip G to A. So this is in 4th, so the other way around is in 5th. The C, what we want to do and what you want to memorize, if anything that we want to memorize, is what string is the blues note on. Look at the key of C, look at cage, look at a pentatonic scale. Okay, cage is a mirror image of a pentatonic scale. Don't worry about it being a mirror image. Just look at it as cage is going down a pentatonic scale. Alright, a pentatonic scale is going up a pentatonic scale. Cage is going down a pentatonic scale. It happens to be a mirror image on the white keys on the piano, so it's easy there. So the only thing you have to remember is with the C box, the blues note is on string 1. And there it is. So the C string shape is 3, 4, 5. And we're just going to hit that 5 flat. So on that string shape, it becomes a play 'em all string shape. It's like a trill. But it's really a thrill. So that's all you really have to remember, is that on the C string shape in the root key, that's where the blues note is. So wherever that C string shape goes, the blues note follows it in the root key. And when we play in the E framework, so we've got the C, when we go to the E framework here, that C string shape goes to the 2nd string. Let's look at that. Okay, so we'll zoom out to find E right over here, wherever I put E. I do them in 4th and this one. So here's our E framework. Here's our E chord. The blues note's on the 2nd. Lo and behold, that 2nd string shape is a C string shape. There's the C. I just put the B in there to show you that it's blues. That's the only blues note you'll see on this, because this is the root key of the blues fretboard. It's not a blues master key fretboard. That would confuse us too much. That's like saying, if I have the key of C, but I'm playing a dominant, I'm going to play the blues master key is, so root would become down here, and the root here would become 2, because it would be a Dorian, right? be adoring. So in the E box, the C string shape goes to the second. Okay, let's go back to the original thing. We have to talk about these guys. This is a generic, because this is where the money's at today. Okay, this is what helps me the most today. That's why I made them. I couldn't keep them all particularly caged, but that's the benefit. This is enforced. The benefit of this is still blues notes. It's blues note strings. Okay, we'll jump right into it. But it's root key the blues, and we have a cage word here, and it's pentatonic the other way. So this is easy. It's always easy to remember the cage word. So just look at it. It goes 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so in cage, if I want to do the cage without looking at the chart, do on the cage for G, it would be C-A-G would be 1, 3, 5. So in the G framework, the blues chord would be on the 5th. And we'll go up and look at the blues, at the cage for the root cage for the G right here. There it is on the 5th. So once you internalize, and there's the C string shape. The C string shape's on the 5th. So wherever the C string shape goes, the 3, 4, 5 on the count, that's where the blues note goes, root key the blues. It's that simple. This is just another way of portraying it, where we're doing it in a fourth so that the strings went in order. That's what this one is. So this has the strings in order. This is nice because it has the word cage right there. Now I couldn't get out of changing this to D, C, A, G, E, keeping the strings the same and changing this. What is the difference? The only difference is, first of all, there is no difference. The difference is the cage that you're playing, but the blues note stays the same. So with the C root key of the blues, when we overlay the blues pent key to it and fit it in the cage, it's the same blues note. So let's make sure we understand that. We're at the same blues note. So here in the C framework, I can do it from your C right here, real deal C. It's alright, then when we go to that D Pent blues, okay, so that's where your blues note is. It's been a good lesson today. I think we've kind of reached the point of diminishing returns here. If you like these lessons, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, share, tell your friends about Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos, Andy Girardi on YouTube, and Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos group on Facebook. Follow the instructions below to access this Facebook group. And we'll see you next time. Follow these instructions, follow these lessons, and you're going to be great. I know it.